Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Red and Blacks TV. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the 4-1 win against Torino in our second game of the season and highlighting some of the key points of that game. To go right into it, Leao comes back from a shaky first game of the season and gives us a man of the match performance. He was all over the pitch, attacking wise, very dangerous every single time he touched the ball, and he gave a wonderful assist to Theo Hernandez for the goal. Speaking of Theo Hernandez, he showed a better game this game as well, and he was coming into the middle in that new Pioli type of tactic, joining the midfield, attacking from the center, and he gave probably one of the contenders for goal of the season already. With that lob over the keeper, it was wonderful stuff. We'd love to see Theo Hernandez attacking. Every time he's up the pitch, I get excited. I'm sure you guys do as well. So watching that partnership with Leao and Theo once again this season was fantastic. On top of that, I just want to highlight basically the new tactic that Pioli is showing, which is the left back and the right back joining the midfield and attacking from the center to crowd the midfield is working greatly. I think that was probably one of our weaknesses last year, where our midfield was a little bit overrun. So I think this compensates for it by adding 2 additional players right to the middle and crowding the midfield a bit so that other teams can't just openly counterattack us like Inter did last season in the semifinals of the Champions League, for example. Now, to talk about our Chelsea trio, which is Pulisic, Giroud, and Loftus-Cheek. Those guys have been fantastic the first 2 games of the season. Pulisic comes back in the second game with another great performance. Him and Loftus-Cheek have been teaming up very good. It almost shows that they played together before. Loftus-Cheek basically had a great pass by Pulisic. He dribbles past the defender, gives it back to Pulisic in the middle for a wide open net. It was wonderful to see. To highlight Loftus-Cheek a bit, his physical presence in the midfield is exactly what we were missing since we lost Frank Kessie 2 years ago. I think that was probably a wonderful signing, and I know a lot of people were iffy about it because Loftus-Cheek has had injury history, but on top of that, he wasn't like always playing every single game every season. But he's come back this year, and it's like he has a point to prove. He's doing great on the defensive phase and great on the attacking phase. On top of that, Reinders on the other side of the midfield. That guy is an amazing signing. He's just been all over the place, especially on the attacking phase. He teams up well. He's always available for his teammates, and it seems like he's running nonstop all game. So far, great showings. I hope this keeps going and it continues. In regards to Giroud, he's obviously our old striker, but he comes in, scores 2 goals. Even though it's from the penalty spots, he was still available for the team throughout the game. Comes in, takes 2 great penalties, and is playing wonderfully with the team. It's almost like a perfect striker to have when you have 2 great wings. For example, Leao and Pulisic, they're very good at dribbling, very good at scoring, and are open to attacking the goal. And Giroud is the type of striker that's not selfish, to bring them into the play, to hold the ball up so that they can both attack through the middle. I think this trident right now is looking wonderful. And we did sign Jovic as a backup to Giroud. So I do think Giroud is going to be our main striker for most of the season. And luckily, he's come in this year looking even younger than before. A couple of players that I want to highlight is Calabria. Calabria has been looking pretty good coming into the midfield from the right side. This game, he had to defend a lot more than the previous game. However, with him and Theo Hernandez coming into the midfield, you'd always think that Calabria might be a little less effective. However, he's been doing a very good job being available, crowding the midfield with everyone else. And so far, he's showing why he's the captain of the team, just constantly running and constantly being available and playing a great defensive phase. In the first game, he was a little bit shaky defensively. I wasn't really sure if that was first game. He was a little bit shaky defensively, but this game he comes back. He did all his defensive duties correctly, and he was there for the team and played a pretty decent game. Diao, now that guy, he is probably our best center back so far this season. He's showing his talents. He's showing why he's going to be the number 1 selection for the center back, and everyone else is fighting for second. On top of the fact that he's a great defender and he's always been stopping attacks, he's also very good on the ball. He's showing that he used to be a midfielder in his youth years by taking the ball up, attacking when he has to, and giving out pretty good passes from the back. So I think that was a genius signing by Maldini, who's not here anymore. But I think he definitely has the starting position in the center back phase. and everyone else, literally, like I said before, is fighting for second. Some of our bench, Musa, Chukwueze, and Okafor, didn't really show up that much off the bench today. Chukwueze had a couple of one-on-ones, but he didn't really create anything. Okafor had a couple of bad touches. Musa, however, he came on quite shaky, but then he had a couple of runs here and there that showed a little bit potential and promise. I do think that we need a little bit more time for these guys to show their true worth, and it's nothing to worry about in the second game of the season. So we'll see how it progresses, and when they get more time, how that goes. Now, next game is against Roma, which I will be attending personally, and I'll put a couple clips in that game from the Olimpico Stadium, and I'll show you guys some highlights of me sitting in the stands, and hopefully you'll like that content for the next game. I'll see you guys in Italy. I'll be doing an episode out there, and we'll talk again on the next episode. Don't forget, Red and Blacks TV on all platforms. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere where there's podcasts.